Now this is about Japan and Korea, about their shared history. It has nothing to do with the recent earthquake. It's just something I found out about that's existed for a long time. So it's no argument that the countries have had like a bad shared history, like Japan did pretty terrible things to Korea during like its occupation of Korea. At the beginning of the 20th century they invaded Korea and they occupied it for like up until the end of World War II. So it's understandable that right after that there are a few laws to prevent things Japanese from, existing in Korea. Specifically, there were laws censoring and banning certain Japanese things from being in Korea. It was only first partially overturned in 1998. I don't know exactly what part got overturned, but at the same time, it's not really that Japanese things first came into Korea in 1998. For example, Korea has long had like Japanese comics and some Japanese animation, like Astro Boy, Atom, like Koreans had that growing up in the 80s, maybe even the 60s version. Koreans have had Japanese video games for a long time, but the point is that officially this ban on all things Japanese didn't officially overturn for the first time until 1998 during the Kim Dae-jung presidency. I'm not sure what exactly was overturned at the time, but the one thing that wasn't was the legal sale of Japanese DVDs and CDs. That's not to say that they didn't exist in Korea at the time, but I guess they were sold underground or just illegally, technically. The sale of Japanese DVDs and CDs were legally allowed starting in 2004, but that ban has not been completely overturned. There is one big problem that I'm aware of that still exists, and it's that Japanese music is not allowed to be played publicly on the radios here. Actually, that's not technically accurate. It's not that Japanese music is not allowed to be played. It's that music with Japanese lyrics is not allowed to be played. And if that sounds kind of absurd or even just plain wrong, I agree. The weird thing is that this ban was temporarily overturned in 2002 from February until July because Japan and Korea were co-hosting the World Cup in Korea. So basically, Korea had to play some Japanese music on the radio stations during that time, but it's still not allowed. And I guess during the last presidency of President No, they were about to overturn the ban, but then I guess someone in Japan they changed the textbooks so that some stuff about Japan and Korea was altered, and Koreans found it really insulting. I don't know the exact details, and I can understand that that's insulting, but by keeping this ban on music from being played publicly, that's only hurting, the consumers here, the artists there. It doesn't seem like a very effective policy, and it doesn't seem very fair. Like I said, I can understand the history, and it's a bad history, but politics and art are separate, and you're not really gaining anything politically by putting a ban on the artists here. I mean, the other thing I noticed is that Japanese musicians have kind of stopped coming to Korea. Here's my suggestion, okay? You make it legal to play Japanese music with Japanese lyrics on the radio. If a station does it and you don't like it, whether you're a government official or just a regular person, complain to that station, put pressure on them, just say we don't like it. But don't make it illegal. Don't make it that there's a real punishment if they're gonna do this. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, and if you really feel offended by hearing Japanese lyrics on the radio, fine, then complain. If people want to hear it, they should be free to hear it. I mean, who knows, maybe people don't want to hear it, or maybe they do, but don't make that decision for everyone.